All right. Hi, everyone. I am Josh, and welcome to another episode of Dad's Turn to Talk. I will be your moderator tonight. We are live here on YouTube. And just to let you know, if you don't get a chance to be with us live tonight, you can check out the show tomorrow, and we timestamp. So if there's a particular topic that you want to check out, such as the Kill Bill series that came out in the movies this past week, feel free to do that. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. So tonight we have a very special guest. It is our honorary dad. Lily is here for 300 years. Hey, Lily.
Yay! Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm so happy to be here today. Yay!
We love having you here. Happy holidays to you.
So even the chat is happy that she's back.
That's good. Yes. Everything going good with you, Lily?
Oh, yeah. Everything's good. I'm just trying to enjoy all the holidays because everything's passing by way too fast. But yeah, just kind of slowing down, watching movies, reading books, trying to slow it down a little bit.
That is awesome. All right. And I'm always joined by my two wonderful friends. Let's start out with you, Bob. How's it going? I love the look. What, not wonderful?
Well, I don't know how wonderful we really are, but
I know, right?
It's good to be here with you. We always have a good time when we're together because at the end of the day, Josh, I've known you forever, so it's always good to get to hang out with you, being that we don't get to as often as we used to. So that's always fun.
Yeah,
we're going to have a good time tonight. I have been looking forward to talking about Kill Bill. And, of course, we got some other stuff to talk about tonight. Plus, we're going to be ranking our favorite Tarantino films. Gosh, I am looking forward to this one. So let's have some fun.
It's going to be an awesome night. And our final participant tonight, driving home, but we'll be listening. Okay, good.
Hey, Dixie.
Hey, Dixie. All right, Derico, how's it going, my man?
All right, hold on. Let's get to your review of the intro here first, shall we?
Crap, mega crap.
This has to change. And the next week it's changing. He should not be allowed to have this.
No, it's not changing. I get this.
I don't like it. It's not right.
Whether you like it or not is irrelevant.
It's not right. I'm upset about it. My wife's upset about it. Lily's upset.
Yeah, your wife's so upset about it.
Real.
Don't bring your wife into this one,
Yeah,
because she's going to just laugh at you, and you know it.
Should be allowed. This should be an equal footing podcast, and it's not.
Okay, learn IT, and then we'll try it.
Okay, I will. What's going on?
No, you won't.
What? I love how you like. No, you won't. It's like a talk. No, you won't. Of course I will.
How long have I known you, Josh? No, you won't.
Oh, yeah. I bet I know more than you do right now. I just don't.
Oh, look at you with the big guns.
Yeah. All right, Derek. How's it going?
Remind everybody how you went with me providing you a job aid. Want to do that?
That is true. I couldn't have done it without you, and I've told you that.
Toast. Thank you.
What is that you're drinking? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking none of your business.
You gotta forgive us, Lily. We're starting off early tonight.
Yeah.
It's okay. I love getting water. All right, let's get started here tonight. We want to welcome all of our guests on the chat. Feel free to, write whatever you want. Give us your opinion. All right, Baba, let's start. Wow. So did we have a week last week? What we thought might happen actually happened. Warner Brothers, God, I can't believe I'm saying this, was bought out by Netflix.
Hold on.
Not yet.
Let's get the details right.
Yeah, it's not officially bought out. It's that they came to terms on a deal. So let's go ahead and get into that real quick.
Go ahead.
So this is from an article in Variety, and this was from a few days ago when the news first broke. It says Netflix to buy Warner Brothers and HBO Max in $82.7 billion deal.
Are you kidding me?
Acquisition is expected to close following Warner Brothers Discovery's spinoff of Discovery Global TV Networks division in Q3 of 2026. So the soonest that this deal would be finalized would be in 2026. We're looking somewhere around you're looking in the third quarter, probably closer to the end of that. So probably in September is what I'm thinking. So it says it's official in a move that will dramatically reshape the entertainment business. Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery announced an agreement Friday under which Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers, including its film and TV studios, its gaming business, HBO Max, and HBO. The deal has a total enterprise value, including debt, which is actually a big part of this deal because Warner Brothers had a lot of debt. So they're actually going to take on that debt with an equity value of $72 billion, the company said. And it's a total of approximately 82.7 billion. So the news broke, and of course, everybody was going crazy about this. Netflix co-CEO went ahead and made these comments, says, I know some of you are surprised we are making this acquisition. He actually said that they expect to maintain Warner Brothers' current operation and build on its strengths, including theatrical releases for films. Currently, Warner Brothers has deals to release its film in cinema through 2029. In the near term, Netflix signaled it would keep HBO Max as a discrete service, while it also touted the addition of HBO and HBO Max content to its lineup. Now, it doesn't, I don't know if it says so in the article, but I'm not going to really get into that. But the CEO, what's got a lot of people weirded out is he also said that they were going to re-examine the theatrical window. And because we know Netflix offers off of a streaming model, a lot of people who are invested in the theater business or just like that experience are worried about that. It says the cash and stock transaction is valued at $27.75 per share of Warner Brothers Discovery. The deal is expected to close in the next 12 to 18 months. So again, this is going to be key as we get into the next article, and we'll get into that in a moment. But the value is $27.75 per share, and again, the total deal is $82.7 billion. And again, we'll get into that when we talk about Paramount. But as of right now, there is a deal in place for Netflix to acquire Warner Brothers. And are you done having your conversation, Josh?
Sorry.
Nope, he's not.
Noise is about to be. Just keep talking.
All right, Lily, what do you think of this?
I guess the only thing that I was really worried about is probably what everybody's worried about, is that they won't actually just keep releasing a bunch of movies in theater and that they're going to try to do everything on streaming services, which is what we don't want to see. And kind of like what they did with Frankenstein, that they just put it out into the theaters long enough to get nominated for a bunch of awards, but they didn't really give people a chance to go see it. Because I feel like everybody thinks that streaming is the new thing and that's what people want, without these studios realizing that it's not. And the reason why people aren't showing up to movie theaters is because they're not putting out any good movies that anybody wants to spend money to go watch, which we'll probably get into when we get into the Kill Bill section, because I went to go watch that and it's night and day, that just comparing that movie to everything that we're getting lately. Like, it's so sad. And I don't think that the studios actually realize that, like, because they think, oh no, everybody's just much more comfortable watching movies at home. And I think this is like the future of film. And it's really not. It's really not. If you give us something really, really good, we will gather up the entire family and we will pay the $15 to $20, whatever, depending on where you live, to actually go watch good movies. But it's just that they're not giving that to us anymore. So to me, it's just easier to either watch it on streaming with my entire family there when we know it's not going to be such a good movie.
Right.
And you're cozy, you're at home. And that's it. It's not going to make a difference whether you're watching it on a tiny little screen versus a big screen. But that's my only kind of fear with them having bought all of this, because I feel like it's always such a bad thing whenever one big company starts buying out all of the other big companies too. It is just like we've seen with Disney. Disney basically owns everything.
Yeah, because they own what is it? They own Fox.
Yep.
Yep.
They
Mhm.
own Marvel. They own Pixar. I mean,
Star
They own
Wars.
Lucasfilm.
Star Wars, Lucasfilm. Yeah.
ESPN.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of my fear with this whole thing is that they're gonna try to just do that to the movies too. But you did say in the article that they said that they're gonna go ahead with all of their releases up to 2029, right?
Yeah.
But
According to what they're saying, they've got deals in place already, so they're going to have to honor those particular deals. But I'm wondering if they're going to shorten those theatrical windows if this deal in fact goes through, or if they'll keep it the same, because they do say they want Warner Brothers to operate separately, at least for now. But I honestly think that that might just be them kind of talking right now, saying all the right things so people don't get worried. And then once they acquire everything that they're set to acquire, then they can kind of run it the way they want at that point.
yeah,
Are
I
they-
feel like they're just saying that too. I don't think they're gonna actually go through with that.
Random
Sorry.
question. Are they keeping the logo? Because that logo is so iconic for WB.
It doesn't say in the article, at least I didn't see that it said, but I'm assuming that they will if the studio is going to continue to run separately. And if that's the case, they're going to want to release stuff under that logo, because if you're releasing something in the theaters and it says Netflix, that's not going to have the same impact as if it says Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers actually had a really good year this year in the theaters. So I mean, they had Sinners, which released and did really well.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, they've had there was one other I was thinking of and I'm blanking on it right now, but they've actually had a pretty good year in the theaters.
Okay. Derico, what do you think about this? Shocked by this? Think it's a mistake? You like this? What's up?
Okay, I'm a sucker for news like this. I'm just such a business dork. I love it. Okay, so let's take a step back. Big picture stuff first. If anybody's expecting anything big to happen right now, it ain't gonna. Bob just covered it. Personally, and we'll talk about this obviously with the next section of news, it could be even past third quarter of 2026 before we see anything happening with this at all. So don't expect any changes anytime soon. It's going to be business as usual on the operational front for a while. So there's that. And you can ask all the questions you want to. What happens to DC? What happens to, anything HBO owns? And yes, Josh, what happens to AEW? Nothing's going to change. Nothing. This is going to stay the course for quite some time. Now, having said that, I know the immediate concern is over Lily and Bob, what you guys were talking about in terms of, not being worried about the fact that the theater experience is going to go away. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it could be, there will be an impact for sure, but I don't think it's that this is going to kill the movie theater experience on that level and just destroy movie theaters entirely. I don't think that's going to happen. But what we also don't know is maybe a big reason why Netflix tried to make this deal with Warner Brothers is because there's another streaming service out there that bought a movie company, and then that service has 14 movies coming out next year. Anybody want to guess what I'm talking about?
Tell me.
Amazon Prime.
Of course.
Really? They got that many coming out next
They
year?
got 14 coming out next year.
That's crazy.
Much of which you will not know the name of. You will know the name of one of them, and that's Masters of the Universe.
Okay, that's right.
That's
I forgot that was coming out under the MGM umbrella.
Yeah, so I understand the nerves associated with the movie theater experience, but I'm looking at it more as like glass half full. Maybe the reason they did this was to compete with that. For all we know.
Could have been.
Yeah, so maybe it's not as bad as we're thinking it's going to be. But right now it's going to be operated independently in general. So we do have to remember that Netflix is a streaming service. That is their bread and butter. That is what they're always going to turn to.
Yeah.
However, they also made one of the best movies we've seen this year in Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it goes both ways. I think that, yes, they're going to continue to be a streaming service, but maybe the reason that this is happening is because there is an opportunity for them to get into the theater business. And Frankenstein should have been a major motion picture in a theater. So maybe that's what this is all centered around. I'm hoping yes. I'm trying to be positive here, but we're not going to know anything for a while anyway. So there's and then we also get into what's going to be sold off versus what's going to be kept, and we could go on about this for hours and hours. But I'm trying to think positively about this to start. That's my
I think you're kind of right along the lines of them releasing Frankenstein and seeing how well it would do in the theater, except that the last time that we were talking about Frankenstein during that review was that this was not the movie to do it with, because this one actually should have been put in theaters for a really long time and given an actual release. Like they should have tried it with a different movie, not this one. But hopefully I'm going to try to be positive as well, because it sounds like what you're saying is maybe what they're kind of trying to think too. Like they absolutely know that money is still in the movie theaters, but they have to make good movies. They have to put out good movies.
If they keep on the track of Frankenstein, I mean, another one we saw this year, gents, was Havoc. That was a crazy great.
That
was cool.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
And that's another one that should have been released into movie theaters. So, point being, if they have good stuff that can be put out in the theaters, maybe they know it, and maybe that's why they're trying to pull trigger with stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's room to be positive here, is the point. So let's.
Okay. Bobo, let's hear from you, because I have stuff to say as well. So I'm curious what you want to say about this.
All right. Well, first off, I'm also trying not to have a Chicken Little attitude as far as the sky is falling here. I'm wanting to stay positive about this because I do think that there is some potential here. If they are trying to get into the theater business, they have the ability to be a little different than a lot of other studios because their business model is very different. Their business model isn't based on releasing a movie in theaters and trying to make all the money back from that. Their business model is based on subscribers and keeping subscribers on their platform. That's why they don't mind throwing, what was it, like something like 400 million or something like that on the last season of Stranger Things? Because at the end of the day, it keeps people on their platform. It keeps people talking about it. Whether it brings in a ton of new ones or not, they're already making money. They're already the best at what they do when it comes to streaming. That's why they're extremely profitable as opposed to a lot of the other streaming services. So they want to keep people on there. So one benefit is they can put higher budgets on some of these movies, put them out in the theaters, make a little bit money back, because ultimately all they care about is making the money or for the streaming service and keeping people on that streaming platform. So you could see them potentially making some real high budget quality movies. Now, another thing that could be interesting is to see them get their hands on some of these other franchises and see what their influence is, or seeing how some of these shows and movies and stuff would do on their platform, because they're going to get a hold of Game of Thrones. They're going to get hold of now the It franchise. They're going to get a hold of DC.
Superman's bad.
And they're also going to get a hold of what's it called? Yeah, some of these other shows that they've got on there, like one that I really liked, The Pit. That would be I think you could get that out to a much bigger audience over on Netflix. So there's a lot of stuff that could benefit. My big concern would be what it would do to the theatrical experience if they do decide to cut those theatrical windows down, because you already are at the point where a lot of people aren't going to theaters the way they used to. And a lot of that has to do with the types of movies that are coming out, because at the end of the day, if you're going to spend money, you want to be able to know that you're going to something good. Back in the day, you could just go to any movie. It didn't matter. And if it was bad, okay, you're out $20 or something like that, for you, a date, and then you go to a movie or whatever. And it wasn't an expensive date overall. Now you go out and it's very expensive. So people are spending money on the movies that they think are going to be worth their time. Yeah. So I'd hate that this could possibly affect the theatrical theatrical experience, but a lot of that is going to depend on what they decide to do with those theatrical windows. If they decide to allow Warner Brothers to keep putting those out there and keep them out there at least for a month and a half, 2 months, then I think it'll be fine because they're already doing that now. But if they decide to cut it down to like what they did with Frankenstein, to where it's only like a 3-week release or a 2-week release, then that's really going to kill the theatrical experience, because we're talking about a major studio that releases a lot of projects, and for that one to be gone and be almost exclusively streaming, that's really going to hurt the theaters. Josh?
Sorry. All right.
You joining us?
Yes. I was just anyway, so my opinion is this. I'm going to use a word that Bob has used many times over the years. I am cautiously optimistic. You guys are saying
That's 2 words, actually.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, I know you guys are hoping that it doesn't stick to the, to being at home. I don't think it will. I think Netflix really focuses about the fans, and I think they want to bring us all back to the theaters. And I think they will, especially with Biden, because they know the history of Warner Brothers. And I don't think, yes, they are a TV-based company, Netflix is, but I think the reason they bought this is they want to bring all the fans back to the theaters. And they want to do something, like Bob said with DC. We don't know. They could bring back the Snyderverse, right? Yeah, Bobby talked about The Pit and some of his favorite shows. Maybe they bring, they'll bring that. I think they want to cater to all of us, is what I'm hoping. And we'll see if it really goes through. Like you guys said, we're not sure what's, going to happen. I wish Frankenstein had maybe been out longer in the theaters. Maybe that's what they really needed to test it. We can't deny they make great movies on Netflix. They do a great job. Look what they did with Frankenstein, with Stranger Things, with Cobra Kai, right? And
well, I mean, I think they do well with certain projects, but I think they also have a lot of crap out there. But the thing is this goes back to what I was saying. This goes back to what I was saying about their business model. They can actually afford to get a lot of crap out there because they're bringing in so much because of the subscriber count. They're different than a movie studio that can't really afford to make a lot of bad movies. Right. They can, because as long as people stay on their platform and keep signing up, they're still bringing in money. So they only need, a few good hits to keep people excited.
Right.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though, with Netflix being able to, that they're going to be focusing on movies also, is that hopefully they have the time and a little bit more budget, which they obviously do have, to give us the TV shows in a year. Like, for them why are they giving us Stranger Things season 5 3 years after season 4? Why are they giving us season 2 of One Piece 3 years after the first one premiered? Like,
has it been 3 years already since season 1?
No, it's been 2. I think they're doing 2 years between each season, but that's too much. Because I was talking to a friend of mine about Stranger Things, and he's like, oh yeah, no, like season 5 has been pretty good. Like it's just got a little bit of problems. And I was like, what problems is everybody talking about? And he's like, did you rewatch like seasons 1 through 4? And I'm like, no, because I've already seen them. And he's like, oh, well, I do. Like, he's a huge fan. So he's rewatched them, and he's like, oh yeah, no, from season 4 to season 5, like these characters are acting different and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't know because it's been 2 years since the last season. To me, everybody is still in character. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I enjoyed the season, and that's it to me. Like, sometimes I'm not going to have time to rewatch a season from like season 1 to season 5 just to catch up again. Like, I need to be able to just jump back into it and not have to do the homework all over again to be like, oh yeah, that's true. Like this person's acting totally out of character. So they really need to focus on that too. Now that they're going to have even more money coming in and probably a little bit more time and people that they're going to be hiring to focus on both different, hopefully they have their own people for like streaming and their people for movies and all that kind of stuff. But they really, really need to start doing something about those TV shows because I hate waiting so much. And I think they should adopt the same model that Max has in putting out one episode every single week. Like I cannot tell you how excited I am every Sunday to watch Welcome to Derry, to the point where I know what time it premieres and I'm like, all right, I need to be showered. I need to have dinner. I need to have my snacks ready. I haven't done that for a TV show in such a long time because I'm so excited that I get to watch something new every single Sunday. And I wish that Netflix would do that, because if they did that with Stranger Things, it would be such an even bigger hit. Because what's the first thing that you do is that you know that when your friends are watching it too, you guys start texting each other like, did you watch it already? Did you see what happened? And like, this is crazy. But whenever they give you 4 episodes at a time, an entire season at a time, you basically just kind of marathon the whole thing, binge watch it, and then you kind of talk about it for a couple of minutes and then never again.
Right.
And to me, I don't understand why they keep doing that. Do they not understand that like we need to be excited, leave us wanting it for the next week? Like, I hope they start to fix some of these things.
And I agree with you, Lily. I'm a strong supporter of that. In terms of waiting, there was only one show that I was very happy that I didn't have to wait, 24. And Bob got me. I was happy because that was so addicting. And
I will say that, yeah, that was what I hated waiting between each episode because I was addicted to that thing. But
you're like, what happened? What do you mean I gotta wait? And I was able to just go right through and watch it. But I totally get it. It's like for
the pit is kind of that way too. The Pit, and I think I described it to Lily this way when I told her about it. I said it's 24, but in a hospital.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I described it to you that way, that it's basically, I described it as ER meets 24. That's the way I described it. Because every episode is 1 hour of a shift. So, and then it just keeps moving on throughout the day. So, yeah, that's kind of what it was like. But yeah, no, I hear what y'all are saying.
Yeah, and that makes it exciting because The Pit did the same thing too. Like I started watching it because you told me that it was a really good TV show. So I did marathon the first couple of episodes. But after that, I had to wait every single week. So after I caught up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a good show. I can't wait until next week. So finally, when every episode premiered, like immediately I would go to Bob and be like, did you watch it already? Did you watch the newest episode? Yeah. Oh my gosh, can you believe what happened? And that's exciting to people. And especially because it helps on social media as well, because everybody on X, on Twitter, is watching it at the same time with you. Right. So there's a big conversation on there. Even all these big like executives or whatever, they're able to kind of see what's trending and what people are talking about and what people want to see and don't want to see. And this entire time, like every single Sunday on the dot, Welcome to Derry is always trending because people are loving that show and what they're doing with it. So that's why I'm like, seriously, guys, give us the 1 episode a week model. It's gonna help you.
We had that for Penguin, remember, guys? And it was fantastic.
Yes. I used to.
Remember, Derek? I used to. Stranger Things. It's like you miss out on stuff when you watch all of it at once. Yes, we got to talk about it, but imagine if we had just 1 episode per week. How much more time we could have devoted to that.
Josh, you like the fact that you only had to watch an hour a week. That's why you like it.
Shut up, Derek. I give up.
Yeah, no, Josh has a different reason for this.
No,
but you're right, Josh. That we could talk about it a lot more if we really spent time, because we did that with the Penguin. We would end up talking about it all week long, and then we had Lily on for several of those reviews when we were talking the Penguin. So Walter, we see you in the chat. Just wanted to say, hey, Walter, good to see you on. Walter. But we had fun with the Penguin that way. And so, hopefully when Netflix gets their hands on some of this stuff, they don't change the format that it is, that it's going on HBO Max currently. Hopefully they keep it the way that it is.
They may be part of this may be part of something they're doing for a whole expansion plan that we don't know about. Netflix has also recently gotten into live programming too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so that costs a lot of money to get into.
God,
So if they have that kind of money, then it's not like they're hurting for cash. I mean, they are a streaming service, but they're the best at it. So maybe this is another way to expand the horizon. That's what I'm trying to stay hopeful here. So we'll see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why don't we go on to the next part?
Let's transition into that, because again, a lot of people are afraid of what this is going to do to the theatrical experience. Well, of course, we know that Paramount has been trying to get their hands on this as well. Now, remember those figures that I gave you on the Netflix deal? So over here, this is also from Variety, and this is an article that came out yesterday. It says Paramount launches hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, valued at $108 billion, seeking to derail Netflix. Oh, okay. Paramount's offer includes funding from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Or Abu Dhabi. Goodness, I'm turning into MSK over here. Welcome backing from Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners. So it says David Ellison is not going away quietly in his quest to land Warner Brothers Discovery. On Monday, Ellison's Paramount Skydance announced it has commenced an all-cash tender offer to acquire all of the outstanding shares for $30 per share. So remember that last one was 27.75. Right. I said, so this is actually more per share, and this is an all-cash bid. Now, here's some of here's the difference in the deal. Paramount's proposed transaction is for the entirety of Warner Brothers Discovery, including TV business with CNN, TBS, TNT, and other networks.
That's the difference.
Paramount's announcement taking its bid directly to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders comes after Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery revealed their binding agreement Friday, under which Netflix would buy Warner Brothers studio operations, HBO and HBO Max, for $72 billion, with an enterprise value of $82.7 billion. So again, this is an all-cash offer. It's more, and it's to acquire the TV side as well, and it's also valued more per share. And I'm hoping it says here, let me see if it actually says here in this article. Let's see. It may not say here.
That's
okay. Yeah, I don't think it says in this one. But there was actually they were actually coming out saying that if they were able to get, if Paramount was able to get Warner Brothers, that they are committing to 30 movie releases a year. So they would actually go into theaters for at least 30 films per year. So that wouldn't kill the theatrical side of the business. And again, they're trying to get the television side as well, and they would be acquiring the debt to go with it. So they're actually going after it with a much more aggressive dollar value. And instead of just going straight to the company, they're going straight to the shareholders. So this could get kind of interesting here.
All right, let's go around the horn here. Derek, why don't we start with you on this? You think, I guess, maybe compare each one. Do you like the Paramount offer better? Do you think it's good? What's your opinion?
Well, okay. It's going to be a little bit tricky to talk about this because the reasons behind this are very, very political. And we don't talk about that here on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't want to start that. I don't want to go down that path. I'm not interested in doing any of that. So forgive me, folks, but that's where we stand on the program. I will say that when hostile takeover bids happen like this, historically, traditionally, they don't go. It usually doesn't work out. And okay. I'm not trying to be political myself here. I'm just saying the nature of them isn't one that is generally successful. Now, obviously, $108 billion directly to the shareholders themselves is a lot of dough. And, increasing the value of $30 per share, that 27 number was already big. Now you're going to $30 per share?
Insane.
Yeah.
Didn't we say we thought it was at 23 at one time, Bob? A couple of weeks ago when we talked about $23 a share?
I think that's what we saw, what it was currently at, but that was before any bid had been made.
Right. Okay. So it shows.
Had been actually made, we had been made aware of. In this case, both companies are actually paying over what it's worth.
Correct. Okay, go ahead, Derek.
All right. The other part of how this factors in to what we just did talk about is because of the political implications of this,
Yeah.
that whole Netflix deal could have a boatload of problem because government regulations could now hold them up if they, don't play to the influence here. Again, part of why I said I wouldn't be surprised if that deal doesn't even show any type of result until 2027, because I think this is going to go on for a while.
Okay.
And it's a more realistic deal, I guess, because it's business model to business model. Warner Brothers already has enough in terms of movies, and Paramount has that flavor to it. CBS already has the television aspect of things. The channels could probably link up pretty easily. I don't think there would be much of an issue there. The linear television, I mean. So it's understandable why this looks really good, just from the money perspective, and the fact that it's probably an easier transition, I guess, in terms of how it would work operationally. Having said that, there's one thing that we have to remember out of all this, and Bob, that's the little sentence beneath that headline.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Funding from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi.
That's what worries me.
So I know that certain people in America may not have a problem doing business with those folks, but not everybody is like that. Not everybody wants to.
Right.
And maybe that is why that could be a big reason as to why Warner Brothers went the way with Netflix too, because they didn't want to get they didn't want any part of that mess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure how this all plays out, but we're going to be in this for a very long time. And by a very long time, it could be a year of just this back and forth. The regulations that the deal is going to have to go through, et cetera, but maybe even a year and a half. So I'm not sure. It's interesting that this hostile takeover is happening. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I feel like you can make a show just on this news alone, and I'd absolutely watch it. I'd be hooked on shows like this. So yeah, that's me.
All right, Bobo, go for it.
All right. Just on paper, I think Paramount is a better partner for Warner Brothers, because I think they would be able to easily, like Derek said, we're talking business model to business model, that they'd easily be able to incorporate the theatrical aspect of this. I think they would also be much easier at incorporating the television aspect, because they want to acquire the television side, where with the Netflix deal, they only want the entertainment side, and the television side is going to go elsewhere. They have to split it off into a separate company, and it's going to go to somebody else. So Warner Brothers would still have to sell that part off. So here they could get rid of everything, and yet at the same time, it probably would still operate on its own for a while, and then eventually it would kind of get phased, kind of like it eventually will with Netflix, despite them saying that it's going to operate on its own. Eventually they're going to want to phase it. That's just what happens with these things. Look at Disney and Hulu. Right now, Hulu's its own app, but eventually Hulu is going to phase into the Disney Plus app. I mean, that's been coming for some time. So, I think that's the route that it's going. On paper, also, the money. Show me the money. I'm like Lane Kiffin over here. Send me, give me the money. But there's a reason why they chose to go with Netflix as opposed to Paramount, even though Paramount was offering more. So maybe it's something else specifically that Netflix is valuing, that they see the benefit in going with Netflix long term. And so maybe it's just something we're not seeing here, or something that they haven't really talked about. But again, this goes back to what I said about Netflix, that as a streaming service, they're the ones making profit. They are the top dog. And so, yeah, they're going to have the ability to get a lot of those streaming shows and stuff like that to much bigger audiences than if it were to go to Paramount Plus. And I love Paramount Plus. I like a lot of the shows they have on there. But that being said, Netflix is going to give you a bigger audience. So maybe there's where the value is. But yeah, on paper, this looks better. But I am curious to see how it plays out.
Okay. Lily, what do you think about all this? Do you like what Paramount is doing with the attempted hostile takeover, or do you like with Netflix? What's your opinion?
This is crazy because I just realized that I'm reading this. Jared Kushner is actually Ivanka Trump's husband.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big gamer or anything, but there was a big deal going around a couple of weeks ago because his company actually just bought EA Games. I know because I play The Sims and it turned into this big old controversy because of Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Abu Dhabi being the ones that are kind of doing the funding for them. Right. So it looks like they're trying to buy out a lot of stuff right now because they did actually get EA Games. So again, it's kind of the same thing with like they're trying to buy out as many things as possible to see who can control more of it, kind of like we saw with Disney. So I'm like, I don't know, this is going to be a little bit crazy, but I feel like kind of like what Bob and Derek said, that this looks good on paper, but I feel like in the end, Netflix is probably going to make them the most money. So I think if they decide to go with Netflix, that's probably why. Because I mean, there is a future in streaming with a lot of things, because a lot of things that you can just put out, especially TV shows, if you make good TV shows, that's going to get you a lot of subscribers and a lot of money. And I think in the end, doing the streaming service and then like Netflix is kind of getting into live content and stuff like that. They're kind of like dipping their toes into different things that I think in the end is probably going to bring in more profit for them in the end versus going with Paramount, like straight out of the, but who knows? Because 108 billion, that's a lot. That's crazy money. So yeah, like Derek was saying, it's probably going to take a while. They're probably going to try to do like a back and forth and see who's going to win it all in the end. Who knows? Maybe Elon will he'll put a bid out for it too and tie it to X. Who knows?
I mean, that is true. They may not, Paramount may not be the only one trying to get in on a piece of this action. There could be other people who show up with all this stuff.
Yeah, because this is crazy. It's turning into like a little bidding war. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give my opinion. I agree with you guys. I think on paper, yes, Paramount taking everything, makes sense. But, and like Derek and I are very similar in terms of not wanting to discuss politics on the show. That's just who we are. But
Derek and you are similar. All three of us are that way.
Okay.
What am I, chopped liver over here? Well, Derek and I know.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're totally
Bob, we'll ask for your thoughts later. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what about me here?
Anyway, okay, well, don't worry. I get nervous about the funding from Saudi Arabia and Qatar. It makes me nervous. And, I don't know what that would mean, for our country, having them buy Warner Brothers. And I don't know, it just something about it doesn't make me feel good. I think Netflix has the money, and it's like what Bob said, because, God forbid he gets left out, of the conversation.
Not the conversation. I'm just talking about the politics aspect.
The politics. When oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. I just completely, because Bob started talking.
You were talking about Netflix having the money.
Oh, about the money, yes, that they can do shows that are not good, but they still have the money to throw out more and more shows. And that's where I think they get it. I think the two biggest things with Paramount, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't care, the all cash option, and buying everything out.
Yeah.
Including, well, I think that's a real benefit. At the end of the day, that's a benefit. Yeah. And but there comes a catch with that. Like you said, the business partners that they would be in bed with, not everybody is down with that. And so that could be the case here.
Yeah. Like EA, I'm a big, Madden and college football player. I didn't realize that Kirshner his company had bought them out, Lily. So I was like, oh wow, okay, that is interesting. We'll see what happens with that.
I followed that story because of The Sims, and I was like, what's going on? And all of a sudden there was a big old controversy happening with that. But yeah, they did actually just buy it. So
go ahead, Derek.
Well, I was about to say, Netflix probably took a good look legally at what it would mean to do business with Saudi Arabia. And
you think so?
You make money like this, you better be looking at it from every angle.
Okay. Let's see, 34.
Yeah, very good question, Dixie. Yeah, how does that happen?
Wow.
Yeah. Very good question. Don't know.
Yeah.
But with both deals, the debt does get absorbed. So there, because I was thinking, well, maybe Netflix was maybe willing to absorb it and Paramount wasn't. But no, they're both willing to do that. So yeah, I don't think in this case that. Like I don't think Warner Brothers loses here. Maybe they're thinking that based on the deal for Netflix that they could sell off their other interests at a much higher value than what Paramount's willing to pay. So between the two sales together, it's actually more. So maybe that's what they're thinking. But
good point.
I don't know. I don't know anybody who would pay a lick for CNN or any of these news outlets right now. So.
Well, okay, but you know what? That is a very desirable part of this from a certain administration's perspective.
Yeah. So and that's aspect. So that because that goes into the Paramount side.
Yeah. So I mean, just because people are like whatever about CNN doesn't mean that there's not some people who are very interested.
Yeah. And then, but it also mentioned TBS and TNT, and that's more up your line, or your avenue, Josh, because as an AEW fan, you wondered what would happen there, and that's the television partner for AEW, so that could play into that too.
I think WWE is big with Saudi Arabia. I think AEW, they get rid of AEW, and that's me coming from the fan. I don't think they want to do. I don't know. I really don't know how that would work. Okay, I want to go around real quick. Each of you give me. Oh
my god!
Really, Dixie?
It should have been Red Baron, Dixie. It should have been Red Baron pizza. Anyway, let's go around.
Say less.
You have to choose Paramount or Netflix. Wins. Who do you want? Bob, go.
I would, if what they're saying is true, that what Paramount's willing to do to preserve the theatrical experience, then I would kind of like Paramount to get it. Okay. But at the end of the day, I don't really have a horse in this. So if Netflix gets it, whatever. I mean, we'll adjust as we need to. But I don't want to lose the theatrical experience. That's big for me.
Okay, Lily, what about you?
I like to be a little bit positive thinking, so I would go with Netflix just because they kind of, like I said earlier, they're dipping their toes in a lot of different things, and I think that's just going to bring them more money in the end. And if they're smart, they're going to keep the theatrical experience intact.
I hope they do. I really do.
Great. Derico?
I'm going to say positive on this as well. The only reason I'm going to say Netflix, though, is because I think they're trying to make some big moves, as we've been talking about. And I think this is all playing into a very bigger picture that they have. So I'm hoping, and Bob, to your point, like I think the movie theater experience is a big part of that in terms of how they're looking to expand. So I'm not crazy when I talked about Amazon Prime. I think that was a big reason why they did this.
Yeah.
So let's, we'll adjust, but maybe we're not going to have to do it as much as we're scared that we will have to.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to say Netflix based on my reasonings. Anyone in the chat, feel free to give us your opinion, Netflix or Paramount. Let us know. It's going to be
okay, hold on. No, Dixie's in the mix too. He offered a pizza.
Yeah, no. Dixie offered him a pizza.
Dixie, if you can hear us and are watching, what do you think? Netflix or Paramount? Same with anyone else.
Oh my god!
We need to start doing Netflix gives
Yeah,
way to-
yeah, and it's like I said, Walter, that because of their streaming model, they can throw more money at this, like with each
Sure.
individual project, because again, their model is based on subscribers. So as long as they're keeping that, they're fine. They'll throw whatever money they can out there.
Okay. All right. Very good conversation. Honestly, we almost went an hour on this. That's
I
like,
know.
No.
I told you the news
really-
portion was going to be long this time.
Yeah.
Big news.
all right, let's get on to the next topic of the night, Mr. Bobo. All right. Would you rather? One of my favorite games.
All right. So, yes, we have actually circled back to the Would You Rather segment. Last time we did this, we had Blaine on. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting question.
That was a good one.
So, this one for the Would You rather date someone that your parents hate or someone that all of your friends hate?
Oh, that's easy. Okay. Go ahead,
Is it?
Derek.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I need a minute.
Date someone that my parents hate
Oh, you'd much rather your parents hate them and not.
than my
Okay.
friends. Yeah. Could you?
Okay.
Bob's like, boy, he answered that really fast.
No. Well, okay. I think it depends on the friends because some friends don't know how to hold their tongue, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The for me, I think I'd much rather date somebody that my friends hate because I think they'll bite their tongue for the majority of it. And
No.
but if your parents hate them, oh, they'll
You'll
let
never hear the end of it.
yeah, you'll never hear the end of it. Your significant other will never hear the end of it. I mean, yeah, it'll get ugly. So I'm gonna say someone my friends hate.
Good
Yeah.
Lord. Walter said someone. Okay, Derek, what do you think?
Yeah, it's probably someone my friends hate.
Wow.
Because here's the thing. They would probably keep their trap shut until we got to the bar and started drinking. And who knows what would happen from there.
Yes, I know that. Don't we, Josh?
I plead the fifth.
All
right.
You apparently were open with your mouth, not
Yeah,
too
too open.
reserved in that regard.
Too open. I was young. Lily, how about you?
I was initially gonna say somebody that my parents hate because I feel like maybe they would warm up to them and have a little
That's
bit
what
more
I'm
time,
Yeah.
and you'd only have to see each other like for holidays and
Jesus
things like that,
Christ.
mostly. But oh my gosh,
Jeez, Dixie.
Dixie, do we know you? Do Derek and I know you? Because you seem like a friend of ours.
but I know my parents, and my parents would never warm up to them. So I feel like I would have to go with my friends. I think my friends would eventually, at one point, be like, "Okay, they're not that terrible if you love them."
Right there, Lily. That's kind of Walter brought up exactly just what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can keep your friends away from your significant other, but you can't keep your parents away from them.
I think my parents would warm up.
Well, my parents would
Not if they hate them. If they just flat out hate them, they just hate them.
Do we have
That's
another
what.
would you
Because
rather?
that's the way this question reads. They hate them.
Wow. Okay. Do
Mhm.
we have another would you rather? Do we have one more?
No. That's it for tonight.
That's
So
it.
we'll get back to the would you rather here in about a month or so. Next week
All right.
we'll have another. Which one do we have next week? It's not. Oh, it's the leave it to the men next week.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
All right. Let's go on to the next topic. All right.
And that's the list. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show about Kill Bill, we have kind of a Quentin Tarantino theme tonight, thanks to Bob. And so we decided to pick our 5 out of 9 best Quentin Tarantino movies. Bob, are we just going around the room giving the 5?
Yeah, we'll just go around the room. I was playing with the idea of making this a tier list, but good Lord, every one of these S tier, S tier, S tier.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of one that I would put below an A, and even then, that's pushing it. Of this group, there's only one film I haven't seen, and that was Death Proof. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Oh my gosh, you haven't seen that one?
No, because there was a couple that I hadn't seen, and so I decided to watch some of those leading up to this, so I could get my ranking accurate. The only one I didn't get to was Death Proof.
Oh, okay. All right. So you know what, Lily? Let's start with you. You're a guest tonight. Give us your top 5 Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh my gosh, this was so hard to do just because like I have to leave out a lot of movies that are some of my favorites. Like I have to leave out Death Proof. Oh my gosh, and this hurts me. This hurts my soul. But I'm gonna cheat a little bit and I'm gonna say I'm gonna include Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 as one movie.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Fair.
Yeah,
But you don't have to do that, correct?
Like, let's face it, it
want
watched as one movie. So I'm gonna go with Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, of course, Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Those are my top 5.
Now I want to point out with this particular ranking, there's no going wrong with this.
No.
I don't think you could have any of these movies in your top 5 and you're fine. I don't think there's anyone I could disagree with here.
I could honestly like swap out multiple movies and tell people and they would still be like, yeah, that's fair.
I bet you my
That's
answer
fair.
changes. I bet you my answer changes tomorrow. I bet you money.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's so many, like I said, there's so many good ones that I had to leave out to pick like top 5.
So which one you have number 1? You said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is your number 1?
Oh no, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 is your number 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
so those were like 1 through 5. So
okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Derica, what's yours?
This does hurt because I had to leave Death Proof off my list as well.
Yes, and it's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, to reiterate the points, I'm going to illustrate it a little bit here. I think Jackie Brown, Bob and I were talking about this earlier, I think Jackie Brown is probably the weakest Tarantino film, and it's still real freaking solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real freaking solid. It's great. Having said that, number 5, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
It's a beautiful love letter to Hollywood, the way Tarantino saw it. But the other 4 that I have before it, I'm too big of a fan of the other 4. I can't move those down. So a shout out to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a great film. Or Django Unchained. Because that one is really about Quentin Tarantino chooses such great actors in his films, and there are so many memorable performances. But Django has some performances that you will never forget in your life.
Christoph Waltz was awesome.
We get to him in a minute. But yes, he does great in that film. Jamie Foxx does great in the film. Leonardo DiCaprio may be the guy who steals the whole show.
Oh, of course he does. Oh, he was excellent.
What did he say? Before you had my curiosity, now you have my attention.
Yeah. Or were they in a saloon? Weren't they in a saloon? Where were they when he's?
No. The saloon was earlier in the movie. They were in like Mr. Candy's like apartment that he was staying in the city, and he was watching a fight at the moment. Yeah. So
a fight between 2 slaves where it was to the death.
And then I love it. After the fight, he's like, "Here you go. Here's a nice beer. You earned it.
Now get him a tall beer." You did a hell of a job there, Leroy. God, what a maniac. Oh, so terrible. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Pulp Fiction is number 3. Pulp Fiction is the one that started it all for me. I think it's the one that was his first directorial debut.
Reservoir Dogs was
Reservoir Dogs was, yeah.
So this
Pulp Fiction was number 2.
Pulp Fiction was my favorite. Oh, good. We got one coming in from Walter here. He gave us the look on that one. Not a bad way to go. That's a pretty good list.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these.
Pulp Fiction would be number 3 because that's what started it all for me. I was amazed, still am, every time I watch that movie. Samuel L. Jackson's "Do You Read the Bible, Brett" speech is still one of the best speeches I've ever heard in film.
Quarter pounder of cheese.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison or somehow destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. I can't remember if it was Ezekiel 27:13. I think that's what it was. Anyway, so you can see how much of a fan I am. Number 2 is the Kill Bill movies because I had never seen anything like those movies in my entire life. To this day, they are some of the most original, the most provocative films I've ever seen. One of them is a live-action anime movie, and the other is a Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great records.
So, unreal, both of them. And number 1, Josh, I have a feeling we're going to go on together. Inglourious Bastards, and that is because I was raised Jewish, and if you give me a bunch of Nazis being slaughtered, stabbed, and scalped, I'm going to have all with it.
Good. So good. And by the way, Lily, one of Derek and I are one of our top 5 all-time movies.
That's true.
It's a good movie. It's a
so
great
good.
movie.
Oh, all right. Great list. Bobo?
Christoph Waltz plays maybe the best villain I've ever seen.
Ever.
In a film. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that one, Dixie, because we actually played with the idea of including ones that he wrote, but the reason we decided not to was because at the end of the day, those still end up as somebody else's vision of like a Tarantino script. So that's ultimately why we didn't do that. But
Dixie, I would have said Desperado and Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh my gosh, From Dusk Till Dawn. Yes.
So I did, except Bob said nope.
It's just crazy when Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez get together. Oh my gosh, I wish they would do it more often.
They go absolutely berserk.
Yes. Like they need to bring back the Grindhouse. That was such a good idea.
Yeah. It was genius.
That should be one of our movies, Bob, that we go back and watch.
Desperado. We probably could, yeah.
Desperado was really good. Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead, Bob.
All right, I actually just recently saw this one, and this one's my number 5, and that's Reservoir Dogs. I really liked this movie.
Oh
that
my
was
gosh,
intense.
that movie is so good.
It's intense, and then the whole twist, and it turns out, with Mr. Orange being a cop, and Harvey Keitel actually killed for him to pretend or to protect him, and then it turns out he's a cop and tells him, and he's like, ah. So I think it's a great movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my number 4. I love the scene where DiCaprio is playing in that Western movie, and he throws the little girl on the floor, and then when they cut, she comes up and she's like, I'm wearing pads, and she comes up to him and tells, gives him like or whispers in his ear, that was the best acting I've ever seen. And he's like, he's crying. He's like, Rick Dalton. So I love that scene. Inglourious Bastards would be my number 3. I think it's a fantastic movie. Again, all of these are fantastic. Good God. What? Brad Pitt?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. So good in that movie.
Lieutenant Aldo Rain here. Now I want my scalps.
We will be cruel to the German.
We're in the business. And I'm not going to lie, business was good.
And he's like, we're bringing the bear Jew out here, and he's going to beat you with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So it's just great. I think my favorite scene in that movie is right after they all a bunch of them die in the bar, and they're trying to figure out who's going to take the place of him. He's like, all right, I speak the most Italian, so I'm going to play this one. He speaks the second most Italian, and then he gets to the last guy. He's like, he speaks the third most Italian. He's like, I don't speak any Italian. Like I said, the third most. So Inglourious Bastards number 3. I got Django Unchained is my number 2. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in that is fantastic. The scene where he goes nuts when they're trying to buy Django's wife, and his hand is bleeding. He actually cut his hand during that scene, and he stayed in character. And that take is him actually hurt, and he stayed in character. And that's the version that we actually see. Fantastic performance. Oh, and then the KKK scene with the bags. That should not be funny, but it's hilarious.
I think Leonardo should have won the Oscar for that performance.
Yes,
absolutely.
Who won?
Sure.
Who won? I don't remember who won that year,
but I couldn't even tell you.
But DiCaprio should have won that year.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have weighed. Like he didn't finally win an award until The Revenant. It's too bad because I thought that was a better performance.
He didn't win for The Departed.
No, he didn't. He was nominated a lot, and it wasn't until he won for The Revenant. And don't get me wrong, he was great in The Revenant, but I thought his performance in Django Unchained was awesome. And you know what's funny, Dixie, is that I didn't like him either until I saw The Departed and Blood Diamond. I didn't like his earlier stuff, but when I saw those two, that's what won me over with him. And then finally, my favorite is Kill Bill. I'm keeping this as one film. After, like, this would have been a little bit further down my list, but after seeing it in the theaters, the unedited, uncut version with the extensions on it, this is my new favorite Tarantino film. This is now one of my all-time favorite films. I think that is great. We'll actually get into that here in a little bit, but I fell in love with it all over again. So that's my list.
Great.
So my list, usually we do honorable mentions, but honestly, I do not. These 5 movies are what I've seen from Tarantino.
I want to point out just real quick, Josh, because a moment ago you asked, can we include Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 as 2 different movies? The only reason he said that is so he can have 5.
Yeah, it's true. And I am going to include that. My number.
And I don't mean that. It's just funny, Josh. That's all.
I would like to see Reservoir Dogs, though.
You should.
Check it out, man. It is so
really
worth
good.
it.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Oh my gosh, I love that movie so much.
I want to see that. Okay, my number 5, I saw twice, Pulp Fiction. Yep. Not my favorite, but it was good. It was good. Yep. It's been a while. It's probably been over 20 years since I've seen it, so I really need to go back and see it.
We saw it together.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, no, we rented it. We didn't go to the theater to see it. We rented it and saw it together.
Did we? Because then I saw it on a tennis trip too. I saw it twice, so maybe that.
Okay. Well, maybe you saw it before, but you and I rented it and saw it.
Okay, so yes, I liked it. In fact, I was telling one of my friends about it today, and I said, "Yeah, didn't you remember Bruce Willis was in it?" And he's like, "Oh, that's right." It was so random. And then so that's number 5. Number 4 is Django Unchained. Really like that movie. Christoph Waltz did a fantastic job in that movie. Leonardo DiCaprio did great in that movie. Let me see. What did I have? And I had it written down and I left my paper upstairs. I just realized that. Oh my God. I can't believe that.
We've only seen 5. This can't be that hard.
I know. Why am I drawing? I know. Hold on. I am drawing such a blank. Well, I'll say what my number 3 and my number 2 is. My number 3 is Kill Bill Volume 1. Okay. I actually after watching both of them, I like Kill Bill Volume 2 better, I think.
Okay. Some people are like that.
And I think that is my, second movie. Let me just look up I can't believe I'm drawing such
Glorious Bastards was your number 1, John.
Yes. Inglourious Bastards is my all-time, which we knew both of us, Derek, what it was going to be. I mean, I love that. I could see that movie over and over again. Hold on. I'm trying to find the movies.
I'm trying to figure out. You already got your 5 right there.
Wasn't there another?
No, you got 5.
Oh, so why?
You said Pulp Fiction, Django Unchained.
Oh, you're right. Duh, I can't count.
Those were your bottom 2.
1, Kill Bill 2, Glorious Bastards.
Yeah, no.
Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, and then Inglourious Bastards.
And I want to talk more about. Huh?
What is Josh drinking? Dixie wants to.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk more Inglourious Bastards. Loved it. Like Derek and I were both Jewish, and to see that happen at the end I think you mentioned Star Wars too. Yes, I did. Thank you, Dixie. I'll tell you what, that scene at the beginning, I think I've mentioned this before, where it's like 20 minutes and you have Christoph Waltz coming in and having a glass of milk and just talking and then talking in English and then saying, okay, now we're going to go back, and then basically kills everyone. And you're like, oh my God, this guy is someone you don't want to deal with. And then I always remember the part with him with the strudel. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And, and he just is like, not too bad. And then at the ending,
wait for the cream. You must wait for the cream.
He's like, what are you saying to me? I got a bingo.
He's such a good villain. Like anytime, like he's so good in anything though. Like you just see his name and you know it's gonna be a banger. Like when I saw that he was in Frankenstein, I was like, what?
I know. When they show the picture, the picture in the trailer, and I'm like, no, they did. Mr. Del Toro, sir, a round of applause yet again.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like he's so good. Oh my gosh. But
it was just so good. And so I'd like to go back and watch Pulp Fiction again, just to see if I like it better now that I'm older.
Dude, it is crazy, man. I saw it not too long ago.
Yeah.
And that scene where they're in the car,
okay,
and John Travolta shoots the guy in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, I just love it because they're sitting there arguing, and Samuel L. Jackson is like, it was divine intervention, you know? And you've got Travolta, he's like, Marvin, what's your opinion? You know? And he's like, I don't have an opinion. You gotta have an opinion. You know, God came down and he shoots him in the face, and he's like, oh man, I just shot him in the face.
You know,
I didn't mean to. We had a speed bump, man.
You must have hit a bump or something.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I've watched
crazy because it's just it's so out there, and yet Tarantino makes these scenes that are so out there come together and work.
Yeah. Like you should hate some of these scenes, and they were just. And I'll talk about Kill Bill in a minute, but
So sit back and chill, relax. I'm going to call him the Wolf Man, and we'll get this handled.
I still think Inglourious Bastards phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great. They're all
great.
They're all great.
You can't go wrong.
Like
with this
he
movie.
it's because the thing about him though is that he takes a lot of actors and like brings out stuff in them that you wouldn't ever think. Like Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, I would have never thought could have pulled off a role like freaking Inglourious Bastards. When I saw him in that, I was like, what? There's no way that he's gonna be good in this. And then all of a sudden he's like fantastic. And then the same thing with like John Travolta. And then I feel like he should have probably made more movies with Uma Thurman, because I feel like she was probably his muse at some point.
Probably was.
Look at what he created with Kill Bill. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But like it's such a testament to him though that he doesn't have like a huge filmography of movies that he's directed, and that's because he puts so much attention into the films that he's actually made. That's why we're sitting here struggling to even pick 5 of our favorites, just because every single one you could probably go on and on and on and talk about it for like hours on end, just because they're so good.
I'm gonna watch Death Proof tomorrow, and I know then it's gonna be on my list. Watch.
I love
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow because that's the only one I haven't seen, and I'm planning on watching that tomorrow because I was hoping to watch it before this. And you watch, I'll watch it. I'm like you, Derek, and I'll be like, okay, I changed my list.
I love the part in Inglourious Bastards when before we see what's in the Bear Jew, and the colonel or the lieutenant is on his knees, and they say, where tell us where it's located. And he cusses them out, and Brad Pitt goes, I'm just tickled to pink that you said that.
Mm-hmm. There's at least like 5 or 6 moments in a Tarantino movie where you go, oh, or you gasp.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
And laugh at the same time.
Yes.
Yep.
It's
great.
All right. So we'll get to Kill Bill in just a minute. If you want, Bob, we can go straight to that.
Nope.
What if Lily doesn't want to be? What if our chat doesn't want to?
God, shut up. Here we go. All right. So again, we are doing our own fantasy football league here on Dad's Turn to Talk.
You
and
are.
as I have been pointing out, things have not gone well for Josh or Derek.
Bunch of losers!
So,
And as fate would have it, that trend continued into this week as well. And as usual, our favorite person came in last place.
wow.
So,
Horrible
Josh,
team.
you went with Baker. Josh, shut up. You went with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, James. He got 12.08 points. You went with James Cook. Actually, all three of us went with Cook, so he let us all down. 12.1 points. You went with Bucky Irving. I actually think that was a good play. 16.1. Romeo Dobbs, 0 points. DJ Moore, 0.6 points. McLaurin, 7.1. David Njoku, 7.1. Devontae Adams, 6.9. The Browns defense, 2 points. Your final score was 63.98. Final verdict?
Hearty slip for you, Miss Parker. And one for you, McFly. I believe that makes 4 in a row.
4 in a row, you've lost now, Josh.
I am telling you, I tried to get Dobbs. Like, I had other people. I'm like, no, Dobbs is going to do great against freaking Green Bay. Ugh.
All right.
Whacker.
So we get to our second place. Derek, after 1 week of celebrating a victory, that didn't last very long as you're back in second place. You went with Trevor Lawrence, 19.36 points. Bijan Robinson, 10.4. Also, James Cook again, 12.1. Jamar Chase, he was a real letdown. I was expecting more out of that, 10.2. You also went with McLaurin, 7.1. Mitchell from the Jets, I was hoping for more there. I didn't play him, but I thought he was going to get more there too. 3.4. Cade Otton, 4.9 points. You went with Van Jefferson in your flex, 3.7. You had the Buccaneers defense with 5 points. Your final score was 76.16. Final verdict?
You pretend to be a stupid ass so I can wait on your hand and foot.
Dad, you just going to take that? 45 years. I had a good run.
I saw her at the gym years ago. True story.
Kind of looks alike here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god.
So we can move out of that storage unit. No,
Right.
sorry. Not going anywhere, Dixie.
I think
All
Derek
right.
new places every week just for Dixie. Like, where is Derek this week?
So now we get to our champ for the week. And this is actually getting kind of boring. You know, I actually fell asleep during
What
this
is
thing.
that? Okay, that looks weird, dude. That's
I actually fell asleep during this because it's just getting so one-sided. Jacoby Brissett, 20.04. James Cook, 12.1. Breece Hall was a real letdown for me, 4.3. This is where I got really lucky. Michael Wilson, 40.2 points. Alec Pierce, 13 points. Vele from the New Orleans Saints, 7 points. He was fine, especially given his price point. I went with Strange with the tight end from Jacksonville, 5.7. I went with McBride as my flex. He was a real letdown, especially given his cost at 10.8 points. I went with the Browns defense. My final score was 115.14. Final verdict.
Was that from Opportunity Knocks?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Oh my god. That's so random.
Our leaderboard. Gosh,
Oh my god. This is just
me
horrible.
with 9. Josh, you're at 4.
I
Derek,
quit.
2. Now, I need to point out there are only 7 contests left. Derek, you cannot win. The best you can do is tie me. Josh,
right.
you need to win 6 out of the last 7 in order to win this thing.
All right, so I'm not playing anymore.
No, hold on. You can still win.
Don't say anything.
However,
Done.
if Derek wins 2 of them, or I win 2, or we split 1 and 1 at some point here, it's over. So the real contest at this point is beginning to look like it's for who is in second place.
Fair enough.
So that is our fantasy football
Wait,
for.
Don't send me
you
the
said
link
that was-
this week.
Wait, did you say that was you sleeping, Bob?
Yeah, that was me sleeping there because
Yeah,
It didn't look like you were sleeping.
Yeah, it looked like you were having some fun. You like you're having
Hey,
some fun here,
if
big guy.
y'all's minds are going there, y'all are the ones with the problem. I'm just pointing
Okay.
that out.
And by the way, Bob, don't send me the link this week. I'm done.
Shut up, Josh.
You run. There's no reason to keep playing this.
Come on, man.
Marvin! What's that mean?
I love how he caught you talking. That was funny.
All right.
Like you were in
So
the
yeah,
movie.
that was our
Lily,
fantasy
we're
football.
sorry you had to do that. And you know what? I'm going to win out. In honor of Lily, I'm going to win out.
Yeah, you've been doing a great
Oh
job
my
so far.
gosh.
Lily doesn't
You're
even
gonna win
know.
6 out of 7. We'll see. Yeah, okay.
Lily's
It's
not
possible. Hey, it is possible.
No, I quit.
It's
I'm
possible.
done. Don't send me the link.
Come on,
Oh my
buddy.
gosh.
You're in it. You're in it now. Come on, let's do it.
No,
You're in it. Yeah.
But
The question is, can you still beat Derek?
Of course I can. It's Derek.
Well, we'll see.
Just
ahead.
sit on the loser's bench with me. Get comfy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to play this year. I wanted to go out on top, but Bob wouldn't listen. Oh, no, you have to play.
You don't
Well,
know.
Josh, the champion from last year in football didn't quit. The Eagles are still playing.
That's a good point.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go to the final topic of the night.
I am gonna kill Bill.
That was the longest intro ever. It's like next week already. Good lord.
This was a long movie.
It was awesome.
But it's
That's fine.
amazing. That was
It
such
was
a good intro.
It was incredible. Both those movies are so good. I couldn't believe how fast the first one went by. Like it went by fairly quick. Now I want to know. I know Lily and Bob went to the theater. Derek and I could not get there. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what the extended versions?
Okay, hold on real quick, Josh. You did watch the video that I sent you, right?
I have not watched it yet. No.
Okay, so there's a part of the issue. Because I actually sent you the end credit scene. So you would have been able to see what the end credit scene was.
Okay, the anchor, but what about other stuff they added?
Well, no, because the end credit scene has the lost chapter. That was actually originally intended to be in the film. And what ended up happening was the makers of Fortnite with Tarantino actually put together the lost chapter. So that was what should have been in the film. So that is there. There's also an extended scene to O-Ren Ishii's origin. And so that's what was that, Lily? Was what, like an extra 10 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it was actually pretty long. And you know what? It actually made sense because every single time that I watched that little segment, it always felt like something was missing. And that's the part that was actually missing. And I'm not sure why they cut it out because what's his name? Not the main boss that she was going after, but the other guy with the sword. I always
the one
thought,
with the long hair.
Yeah, I always thought, like, why did she never like get back at him if he's the one that, like, you know? But now it makes sense.
You mean Carradine?
No, not Carradine. In the anime sequence,
Oh, okay.
when Lucy Liu's character, O-Ren
Pretty
Ishii,
Ricky, Pretty
when they're
Ricky, that's his name.
Oh.
Pretty
Yeah.
Ricky.
Yeah, when they're showing her origin, what it does is it shows her getting back at the big boss.
Right.
And then after that, it cuts to her committing an assassination. Where in this version, we actually see her get back at what was his name again, Lily?
Pretty Ricky.
Okay, so Pretty Ricky, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they show her getting back at Pretty Ricky in this whole sequence that takes place in an elevator and stuff like that, and it's pretty vicious.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. So why don't we start out with you, Bob, about what did you think? Was there anything you disliked? Did you, what were some of your favorite parts? Tell us.
There's nothing to
Anything
dislike.
I disliked?
There's
I know.
nothing.
Heck no. There was absolutely nothing to dislike about this movie. This was perfection. This was perfect. I loved every single moment about this. The fact that I got to watch this as one vision, to me, actually made this a better movie. I liked sitting there and and watching it all the way through, seeing the extended origin story. Also, I really enjoyed that they got rid of the cliffhanger that you saw at the end of part 1, where they say that the daughter is still alive. They get rid of that. They don't need that anymore, because now we don't find out about the daughter until we get to where she finally confronts Bill. And that actually makes it mean even that much more, because up until this whole point, anybody who watches this version of it is going to think that the daughter died as well. And this is going to be a big reveal. And you're sitting through 4 hours of this to find this out. And so, yeah, I thought this was absolutely incredible. I fell in love with this movie all over again. Now, just to go into some of the things that I like about Kill Bill, and you kind of mentioned this, Derek, that part of it is like a live action anime, and that's the first half. And that whole scene with the crazy 88 is crazy. It's awesome. Like we've seen it talked about on other YouTube panel shows, as well as on our own. We've talked about it, about having a girl boss, and how the way they're written in Hollywood, they write them to where they're overpowered and it just doesn't make any sense. No, the way the bride is written, she is a very well-rounded written character. Everything that she does makes sense, and it's believable in the world that it's set in. I think that she is awesome, and that whole sequence is great. Whether she's fighting Gogo Yubari in that sequence, or whether she's fighting the crazy 88s, when she finally goes, she and Oren are finally going at each other, and the music that's playing during that, oh gosh, it's perfect. There's even a sequence during there where you see Oren Ishii arrive with the crazy 88s and her whole group, and they're walking, and it's in slow-mo, and that, you know, you look at that in a movie now and it's like, all the slow-mo and stuff like that, but oh god, I was looking at it and I was like, oh my god, this movie's so cool. I just love every moment of this. And yeah, so it's great. I like the different personalities that she's hunting down, as far as each one of them is very unique to this Deadly Viper assassin. What was it? What they call him? Was it the Deadly Viper assassins or?
Assassination Squad, yeah.
I keep wanting to say Black Mama, but that was Uma Thurman.
No, but that's the thing. Every one of them, think of their names. Black Mamba, or Uma Thurman's character. You had what was it? Western.
Copperhead,
Cottonmouth, right?
Sidewinder,
Cold Mountain Snake, you know, Sidewinder, and then Bill, he's the head of them all, Snake Charmer. I mean, just the names of these characters. Oh gosh, it's great.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah,
this is phenomenal writing.
Yeah, it is. But Quentin Tarantino has an ability with storytelling that just draws you in. This is the ultimate revenge story. I could make a case that this is the best revenge story ever put on film. Now, I mean, there are other ones out there that I'm sure could make that claim, but this is one of those. And I mean, it's perfect. And then you get to the second half of the film, and it's a Western. And just some of the sequences in the fight sequences there, and just some of the tension that's built is incredible. When she goes into that coffin, the tension that you feel. Oh my goodness. And when wow. Yeah, and then the way that sequence goes, as far as, you know, she's in the coffin, and then it switches to the next chapter where she's being trained by Pai Mei. And oh my gosh, that's a fun sequence too. And I love how Pai Mei is.
Yes. He's so crazy.
And he's like, if you can beat me, I'll be your master.
But I love it when he grabs her arm and he's like, you've never felt this before, have you? And she's like, no, that's my arm. I can do what I want with it. If I want to snap it off, I can. No, don't. But if I want to, I can. You know, it's so good, this movie. And then ultimately you finally get to the end with her whole final confrontation with Bill. And I mean, how ridiculous is this? But it works in a Tarantino film where she, five the exploding heart trick, and he's like, I may taught you the exploding heart, but
Yeah.
and the whole point was that then you get up, you take 5 steps, and you die. And I found myself counting his number of steps.
Absolutely.
Well, and
So-
David Carradine is the perfect person for that role.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, he's great in that. His whole monologue where he's talking about Superman.
Oh my gosh!
That
Yes.
Clark Kent is the costume.
Yes, and I love the way he tells that whole little story, and it's about the way how Clark Kent or how Superman is Superman. He was born Superman.
Yes.
That was the disguise, and he equates that to Beatrix in that her going off and getting married and doing all this stuff, that was her disguise. And again, this goes back to the way Quentin Tarantino has a way with dialogue that's just really good, because you put a lot of Quentin Tarantino's dialogue in other movies and it comes off as cringe. You put it in one of his movies and it is perfect. There's just something about the way he directs it. And you mentioned this, Lily, about the performances he gets out of these actors. I mean, it is absolute perfection. I was blown away by watching this. I want to watch it again. I even went to look to make sure that they're releasing this to physical media because I plan on buying it. I absolutely loved Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. It was great, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
All right. Very good. Lily.
Oh my gosh. I was talking to Bob a little bit before I went to go watch this, because he did go watch it before me. And he made a point, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's like 4.5 hours long. Because I don't know, I was freaking out about what I was going to wear. Usually whenever I go out with my friends, we try to look, of course, we try to dress up, we try to look cute, whatever. But then I was like, oh my gosh, 4.5 hours I'm going to be sitting in a theater. And then he's like, you know what? You're not even going to feel it though. It doesn't even feel like 4.5 hours. When it was over, okay, so the person, I was so jealous of my friend that I took her to go watch this. She had never seen this movie before.
Oh, wow.
So for her, this was a whole treat and a half. And after like the first one, when we got to the intermission, she was like, what the heck? This is such a good movie. And I'm like, wait until part 2. And then it was over. And she's like, dude, at first I had no idea what was going on. Because of course, Tarantino's known for sometimes telling his stories out of order. Right. So you kind of start figuring things out as you go. She's like, yeah, I was so confused at the beginning. She's like, but now that it's all like put together, like I could just see her like at the edge of her seat. And she was like, what's happening? Like, this is so good. And as soon as it ended, she's like, wow, we're never going to see stuff like this again, are we? And I'm like, nope, probably not. Like, probably not. First of all, because Quentin Tarantino is hanging it up already. He said he's not going to make any more movies. I think he said he was making like one more, and that's it.
One more. Yeah, one more.
Yeah, one more, and that's it. And yeah, no, like the creativity that all of these people are putting into their movies is non-existent anymore. Like, you could just look at everything that's going on in this movie, and you're just like, wow. One thing that I did notice, I don't know if you noticed, Bob, but during the fight with the Crazy 88, did you notice that this time it didn't turn into black and white?
Yes. They specifically did that this way. So just to point this out, in the original, they had it go to black and white because they were not going to get an R rating.
Yes.
They would have ended up getting an NC-17 rating. So they did it a little bit in black and white to avoid that. This is an unrated cut. So it's all in color. All of the severed limbs and the blood splatters and everything. It's all in color.
Yes, which I was a little bit torn about, because when you do watch it in black and white, it gives it a little bit more of like a vintage feel. But I know why he did it, and that was because of the rating. But seeing the whole thing like play out, that was so cool. And then the way that he just plays with colors and different shots, like when they go into that room and the lights turn off and everything turns blue, and you just see everybody's like shadows. Like oh my gosh. And then just the camera work on everything, just that scene at the blue leaves. I think that's what it's called, the tea shop.
Yeah, House of Blue Leaves.
as you see like Oren arriving with her little crew, and then the camera follows the actual owners down the other part of the steps, and then when they get down there, like Uma arrives, and then it starts following her up the steps, and you're like, this is just crazy. And then the whole time the band is playing and they're switching different things, and then just, oh my god, like everything, every single little detail that he puts into these movies is just bananas. Like especially whenever like to your point that any other time someone else does things like this, it could come off cringe, but because it's Tarantino and he does it correctly, it's just so good. When they start doing the sirens, when she starts to remember exactly what role everybody played in what happened to her, like only he could do this and it not be like super goofy with the sirens playing and then like seeing what that person did to her. Like it's freaking incredible. Like he's just so good at what he does in the storytelling and getting all of these roles out of everybody. Because to me, when I first saw Daryl Hannah, I remember her in the Mermaid movie because I was a little girl and I loved mermaids.
Joe versus the volcano, right?
So when I grew up,
Splash.
yeah, Splash.
Joe versus the volcano is the one where Tom Hanks wants to go to the volcano and throw himself in.
Oh yeah.
So when I grew up and I saw this movie and that she was going to be playing one of the bad guys, I was like, what? There's no way. This is
with
so
an eye
crazy.
patch, no less.
With an eye patch, no less. But like, thanks to Quentin Tarantino, there was a time there when I was a teenager that I wanted to be a hit woman.
I know. Thank you. I made a mistake. Not the first time, Dixie.
It won't be the last.
Josh, Dixie, you're going to be saying "Wow, Josh" a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And in my head, I was probably thinking that, but I just couldn't.
Hey, I will give you some credit.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Here's what I'll give you credit.
What?
A Splash also had Tom Hanks in it. So,
Yes.
So there you go. See?
so at least the same actor was in both.
That wasn't far off.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry. You guys missed my big reveal.
Oh,
sorry about that. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
that Quentin Tarantino had teenager me wanting to be a hit woman after I saw this movie.
Contract.
I saw this and I was like, what the heck? Like for the longest time, I swear Oren was like my hero. She should not have been my hero, but he wrote so many badass like female characters, and this is what we're talking about. Like Bob mentioned earlier about Uma Thurman's character with Beatrix. She's not the only woman in this movie. The entire cast is mostly made up of women. And do you ever hear anybody complaining about the way that any of them are written?
Nope.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Because he knows how to write.
Yes, they were all strong.
He knows how to write like women's roles without turning them into something like cringe or anything. But whenever women say that we want like a superhero or an action hero or something like that, it's like this. We don't want Captain Marvel. We don't want any of that stuff. Like freaking Uma Thurman as the bride, like mowing down all of her enemies in cute outfits, looking super badass, and all of the other women are just as badass too. But this is the other point also, is that she also went up against Bud, who they did not make him look like an idiot loser, because he's the only one that got her.
Yep. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because he beat her. I mean,
yeah, he beat her.
He beat her.
He beat her, and technically, she didn't kill him. Like her entire list, she did not kill Bud. It was Elle. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. Is that's the point? You do not need to lower your male characters in order to make your female characters badasses. And this is another point to it, because also David Carradine, Bill himself, he also was able to get the jump on her also. And it's not to say that like, oh no, because they're trying to make Uma Thurman's character like worse than he is or whatever. No, because she ends up getting him in the end too. But she has to work for it. She doesn't immediately walk in there and like destroy him or whatever. Because even when they started doing like the fight with the swords, he was getting her like really, really good until she reached over and did the 5-point exploding heart technique.
Yeah.
So like, it's just brilliant writing. The visuals are just fantastic. Like the music, it just everything. Like it's just incredible. Like I walked out of there so happy. It's just oh god, like happy, but at the same time very very bittersweet because I know we're not going to see stuff like this anymore. Like nobody is creative anymore. Nobody puts any heart into anything anymore. They're just trying to get something out. They're just trying to get a profit back, and it's such a disaster nowadays. Oh my gosh. But oh god, I would see this again in a heartbeat. At 4.5 hours, I don't even care. I'll do it again. Oh my god.
There you go. Well, there's still hope for you to be a hit woman.
Well, the ironic thing is that I actually went into something where I'm saving lives, not
crazy enough.
ending them. So
yeah, no, you hit it right on the head. These are all very well written characters. I mean, and there's depth to them all. I mean, just look at Bud, for example, and you mentioned him already. At one point, you see that he had a falling out with his brother, and yet he's talking about how he sold the Hanzo sword. Only it turns out he still had it there. There's still some depth to him when and you mentioned this to me earlier, Derek, that when he actually gets the jump on Beatrix, he tells her this is for breaking my brother's heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's still depth to him there. He's not just a hitman. I mean, he's a brother, and he cares about Bill, despite the fact that they had a falling out. And so, yeah, these are just such well-rounded characters, and you can't help but enjoy them while they're on screen. Every one of them is very unique and brings something special to this. This whole movie is like a giant pot of gumbo that has a little bit of everything in it.
Yes.
And it's just so well-rounded. It's perfect.
All right. Very good. Derico, let's hear it.
Well, I'm going to keep mine short and sweet because there's not much I'm going to be able to say that Bob and Lily they've already done a pretty good job giving it its praise. But I'll add a couple of tidbits here. First of all, on this device, I have both soundtracks to Kill Bill.
Really?
Yep. I own the physical media. So, Bob, if you need me to loan them to you just let me know. And you did not have to twist my arm to see this. It was very easy for me to make it a point to watch both of these. There's a TV right over there, and that's where I sat. yes, Dixie, I said it.
in the garage.
Yeah. So, okay. There has never been a hero like the Bride since this movie, has there?
No.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Probably never will be. That was 1 in a million.
Mm-hmm.
Lily, there is a reason why I would have been obsessed with that girl boss too. And be not mistaken, everybody doesn't like that term, girl boss. I don't want to hear an ounce of a complaint when it comes to calling her that. That is what the Bride is.
She earned it. Yep. She earned it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you have a complaint, she'll just cut your arm off. Sure.
And then I'm gonna interrupt you for like 2 seconds, Derek, because you brought up like the best thing ever here is yes, she is a girl boss, but this is the point is that she earned it and you see her training for it. You actually see the training montage and the pain that she went through and everything that she went through to actually get to the point where she is this skilled. It's not like in other movies now where the girl boss just automatically knows how to do everything, which of course our favorite one being Ray Palpatine, who gets a tiny little training montage and all of a sudden she knows how to do everything that every single character in that entire movie knows how to do, but better. No, and then they show you even to that same point is that she's not the only one. She's going up against people who are just as equally skilled as she is too. You see her struggle fighting all of these people. It's not like she takes them out easily. Like they're all going at each other. So yes, these are all girl bosses. And when you talk about a girl boss, this is what you mean. This is what you should point to. So yeah, that's all I had to interrupt you for.
No, it's okay. I don't mind.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just fine out here. Don't worry.
It's his man cave.
Yeah, they feed me usually after I'm done with you guys. So that's a good news. So the other thing that I think is important to remember with the character of Uma Thurman is the fact that she is a hero in this movie, but it's completely for revenge. That's it. She's not trying to be friendly with anybody here. She's icing everybody that did her wrong, which is what makes the story so great. Because let's face it, revenge is the best story. It always has been. It always will be.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is.
And that's because everybody can relate to that. So this person wronged me, so I got to get back at them.
Well, and what is fascinating about it is Bill got his revenge on her first because remember, his heart was broken and he got angry about it.
Yes, he actually.
Well, what is it he says? Look, I'm a murderous bastard.
Yeah.
And that has consequences when you upset a murderous bastard.
But like, oh my gosh.
She's like, that's your reasoning? I didn't say you would like it. I just said it would be the truth.
Well, no, and that was the best. He was like, you're getting married to some effing jerk. And he's all drunk. And he goes, I overreacted. All right.
Yeah,
I love that scene where she's like slowly like getting in his face and she's like, overreacting? That was overreacting.
Well, no, and then at the end of it, he was like, was my reaction really all that surprising to you?
I mean, yeah.
And I love the way she says it. She's like, no, but the fact that you could do it to me was surprising. That was her thing.
Yeah.
She wasn't shocked that he could do it.
Yeah.
She was shocked that he could do it to her.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
like, sorry to
kiddo,
disappoint
but
you.
you were wrong. It's so good.
So good.
What else am I trying to think of here? Yeah, I did make the point about how this is a live action anime film for the first part. The second part is an old school Western.
Yep.
I think it is absolutely tremendous that the first one focuses more on the future of how she does things, and the second actually goes way more into her past. I think that was really well done. It's a typical thing that Tarantino does with moving through the scheme of time in his films, which I adore. Oh gosh, I could keep going on and on here. There's so many little things that are so great about this movie, and I'm reminded of them every time I watch. That scene when when the bride ices everybody in the House of Blue Leaves, but then the crazy 88 start driving. You hear the engines start coming, the bike engines.
Oh yes.
Yep.
And you're thinking to yourself, there's not really going to be like 88 dudes are about to walk in here and she's going to ice all of them. Is that really going to happen?
But that little exchange with her and Oren where she's like, you didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? And she's like, you know what? For a second there, I kind of did.
You know what's funny is a little bit later, though, what is it? Bud's like, there wasn't 88 of them, was there? Well, they just could have called themselves a crazy 88.
That was still a lot of people, though. Like,
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It was a lot of them. And I also love the way that the bride does little things kind of throughout the film that show her get her strength back when she's in. I'm not going to say what the name of the car was because that's inappropriate, but.
And then she's like, what happened to it? Oh, it broke down.
Watch that end credit scene I sent you, Josh. They show what happened to the wagon.
They show what happened.
The nameless wagon, yes.
But when she keeps saying "wiggle your big toe," and then it gets back to that scene, but it goes through a whole thing before it does that. The same thing happens when she starts punching the coffin in order to get out, and that's the training sequence. So when she starts punching it, you know why she is able to do that because she's built tough thanks to Pai Mei.
Mm-hmm.
So all of it adds up in so many beautiful, wonderful ways. I think that one of the more underrated characters in the movie is, in fact, Bud. I think Bud does an absolutely fantastic job. Michael Madsen, I believe, is the actor.
Yeah.
No longer with us.
He passed away this year.
Yes. Rest in peace. Legend.
Yeah. So when I was talking about this with Bob earlier, and I love the scene when he knows that she's around. He gets out of his car and he takes off his cowboy hat. And he feels that someone is there, but you don't see her until a little bit down the line after he goes in his trailer. And the minute she tries to get in that trailer, he's sitting there with that gun waiting. No.
And what was it, Crystal or what?
Rock salt.
Rock salt.
Rock salt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I told Bob this too. It's very interesting. The bride never says a word to him. He has plenty to say to her. She
Right.
never says a word to him. Except when she spits in his face
Yep.
and he spits tobacco back at her.
That is just so amazing. And then he's
I know.
like, I win.
And then he says, I win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only other thing she does with him is she says, yes, I'll take, she like nods her head to take the flashlight and not a bunch of mace in her eyes before she
Right.
gets put right in the ground. Which is still one of the most chilling things I've seen in a movie is hearing that dirt go over that coffin.
Mhm.
Yep. The other sequence, real quick, I want to add to that with Bud is the calendar sequence.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
There's your name. There used to be your name.
And
Are you-
this is another thing too that he does well is that every single background character also has so much personality that you
Yes.
remember them. Like you always remember the boss because you're like, man, that guy did such a good job with like what 2 minutes on screen, but he's unforgettable. Like all
Yep.
of the people that she meets along the way that don't even have that much screen time are still memorable. Like he still writes such good
He
like
does.
dialogue and everything for everybody.
Let's go to the calendar. It's calendar time. Calendar time for Buddy.
Yes, he's so good.
I can't speak enough about it. You're right, Lily. All the other like little characters that get in this. Paime is genius.
Yeah, and then
He's
like I
so
love
good.
how you're saying that it's like a western, the second one, but then
Yeah.
all those little flashbacks are definitely a kung fu movie.
For
You're
sure.
getting a little kung fu movie in there too.
But that's why it's great too, because it goes back to her past, which is kung fu.
Hmm.
So again, it all adds up beautifully. I what Bill
And then
said
when you
that-
get to like Hattori Hanzo and like acquiring the sword,
oh, good.
and then when she tells him that she has like big rats that she needs to take
Yep.
out, and then when she gives him like tells him kind of who it was, like what an old student of yours, and he like automatically knows who it is. And
do you
then when they
understand?
yes, and then when they jump forward, and then he's like, so what like he's asking her how did she get a Hanzo or whatever, and he's like, well, I just dropped your name. Like,
That's all I had to do.
yeah, because he brings all of that out in people.
He's a killer. He's a murdering bastard.
Yeah, and what made that great, that whole sequence, is that she's like, I wasn't going to pay for it. You know?
Yeah.
Well, what makes
He's
you think
like-
I'm just going to give it to you? Well, it's because of your student.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, I still like. I can't tell you how much of a dork I have looked like driving in my car, listening to that song that Oren and the bride fight to.
Oh my god. It's because
There's
that
a-
whole soundtrack is just brilliant.
so
All
good.
of it. It's so good.
There's a
Like,
10-minute
it's
version of
crazy
that
good.
song, and I've rocked out to it at least
Yes.
50 times in my life.
That's funny.
It's
And
so
then even like the part with Sophie too, with Sophie Fatal, like she's
Yep.
such a small character too. I wish that he had done a little bit more with her because I really like her character. That she's just like on the phone and so annoying the whole time. And I love that at the end where she's like, all of you who still have your lives, you can leave and take them with you, but leave your limbs because those belong to
those
me.
belong to me.
And then she's like, except for you, Sophie, you stay right where you are.
She points the blade right at her.
Like it's just like, oh, I can quote this movie like
I
all
know.
day.
Well, and I love, there's I'll give like maybe one more quote here, and then Josh, I will hand it to you. I forget how good Daryl Hannah is in this too. She's like, I'm sorry, I should have introduced you guys, but this is Black Mamba.
Oh
Mamba?
yeah,
This is
That was
Bud.
so good. Oh,
Elle is so crazy. Like she's such a good villain too.
She is.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, when she's like
Great.
reading all those things to him, and she's like, yeah, but if you get bitten in the face, and Bud, you should really listen to this part
This pertains to you.
this concerns you. Like, she's so evil. I love her.
It's great.
My God. Like the scene where she's arriving and she dresses up as a nurse, and she's like, the visuals too with that. Her little eye patch has the cross on it. Like, just everything is so perfect. Quentin Tarantino is he's a genius.
Genius.
What makes her character great is when they're fighting, and the bride asked her, "What did you say to Pai Mei to make him rip out your eye?" And then she's like, "And then I poisoned his."
I told him he was old.
Yeah, a miserable old fool.
And she's like, "That'll do it."
All right. All right. I guess I'll say my piece. I first of all, I'm going to say something and that I usually don't say. I got to thank Bob for having us watch this, because it's been 20 years since I've seen it. When did it come out? 03?
The first one came out in 2003.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I fell in love with this movie again, even more than before. It was so well written. What Tarantino did with this movie was amazing. And you guys are right. We will not get this again.
It was a one-time deal.
He wrote so many strong characters in this movie. Kill Bill Volume 1, I mean, starting off the movie, she gets shot right in the head, like right away.
Talk about a flair for the visual.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, there were things I had forgotten. Of course, I remembered the chapel in El Paso, Texas. It was awesome. And then I was trying to rack my brain because I had finished Volume 2 today. So it's like, that's very fresh in my mind. But first of all, the scene in the hospital where they basically let them have sex with the patients, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's
nasty.
So like
his tongue off.
It's so traumatizing. I was so glad, like, when she took those guys out.
Yeah, those were the first two guys that needed to go for sure.
Absolutely.
What is it? What was his name? Buck?
Yes, Buck.
You're Buck, and you like the wham. And he's like, "No, don't,
please, no."
What a sleep.
That's how she gets the car.
I'm just gonna actually go around between both movies from what I remember. The scene with Daryl Hannah and Uma Thurman fighting, and things don't disgust me that much, but when she put the eye out and stomped on it, I went, ew. Like, that was disgusting. It just
but Daryl Hannah was, the way she was acting after that even makes you go ooh and stuff, because she's like flying all around, and you're just like, oh gosh.
Yeah, you can't really say anything to it.
No.
Do you think she died, or what?
Of course, because the Black Mamba was still.
Yeah, the Black Mamba was in there.
Black Mamba never attacked Uma Thurman. Like, it was.
It doesn't mean it wouldn't have.
Yeah.
What? And that scene with the Black Mamba, when it came out, I had looked down to do something, and then I looked up. I was like, "Oh crap!" And I had to go back. Good Lord! And yes, what Lily said, when Daryl Hannah sits down and has made notes, methodical notes on what happens when the venom gets into the bloodstream, and if the Black Mamba bites you on the arm, you can basically get it taken care of within 4 hours. But if it bites you in the face
or the torso,
20 minutes, or the torso, you are dead in 20 minutes.
Yes,
from one bite. Buck got like 3 of them.
And then like, she is such a good villain. I just love that entire sequence with her and Bud, because when she turns back and she's like, and to answer your question from earlier, I'm filled with regret that the best warrior that I have ever seen was taken out. Like, she's so pissed.
POS, like,
yes, that she didn't get the chance to fight her, because that's what she wanted. Like, she was looking forward to her coming after him so they could fight. And I love that it's a tie back to the very beginning where she's like about to inject her with the poison, and she's like, the like, people in our line of business are never afforded this kind of luxury, so enjoy it, and blah blah blah. Like, no, like, she was so mad, she wanted to fight her, and the fact that she finally did, but then she just annihilated her with the eye. I was like, so good.
Oh my God. And then the casket scene.
Yeah.
That casket scene gives you so much agita because you're like, oh my God, what could you imagine being in the casket?
You don't have to imagine. That's the thing.
You have the flashlight. You're able to get the knife out and break that. And then you have to like, she could have probably used the flashlight to break the wood, but instead she used what what's his name taught her.
Timing.
I don't think she would have been able to do it with the flashlight. I think the flashlight would have broken. That was the whole point. She needed her light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then and then when her hand comes through the grave, and she comes and then she goes and to the diner and says, "Some water, please."
Can I have a glass of water, please?
Go ahead, Derek. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say it. I forgot that what Tarantino also does really brilliantly is he uses silence with like no music.
Yes.
In all the right places too.
Yeah.
The scene in the hospital when Daryl Hannah is the nurse.
Yes.
It's just raindrops.
Okay.
And even on the phone with Bill, there's no music. It's just a chilling conversation.
Let's talk about the other thing. First of all, David Carradine, rest in peace. The stuff, Bobby and I saw this movie. We laughed our butts off when he was making a sandwich. And yes, Bob, I really wanted a sandwich today after I made it. And I had forgotten about the part where she comes in with the gun and her kid is there. And you're like, oh my God. And then he tells the story about the goldfish. And what was the goldfish's name? I forgot the goldfish's name. And you stepped on
I don't remember, but yeah, he goes into this whole thing about how the daughter learns about life and death because of this goldfish and whatnot. So yeah, and like I said, the fact that the cliffhanger was taken out of the whole bloody affair makes it mean even more when you get that revelation that the daughter's still alive. And wow.
So they shot her. They get the baby out.
Hold on, Josh.
Nice signing off. At least Lily was good this week. Oh, thank you.
But thanks, Dixie. We appreciate it.
Come back next week.
Stop putting on Lily, Dixie. Okay, come on.
The what?
Anyway, you see what happens? Then my brain. What was I just talking about? You see, this is ridiculous. The part
we're talking about David Carradine.
David Carradine and what he did, but also like the beginning with Vivica A. Fox and the daughter shows up and there are things that are coming back to me now with that. But yeah, David Carradine and the way he talks and the way he says stuff.
He has a great voice. He
does. And he taught you the 5-finger and he puts the jacket on. And just such
how do I look? Is he bleeding?
Yes, it wipes the blood off. And Uma Thurman, I mean, we just talked about this, looked so gorgeous. There were a couple scenes where she was stunning, I thought, was when she was talking to that guy in the one who owned the brothel.
Oh,
And then also when she was in the car at the beginning of Volume 2.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman just is like amazing. Was she's not still married to Ethan Hawke, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
They have a daughter together, obviously.
Yeah, Maya Hawke, who's in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, that's right.
Who is it?
Maya Hawke. She plays Robin.
Oh, that's right. That's
Robin.
And then what else? I'm trying to think what other parts were just great. Oh, that whole chapel scene. The whole chapel scene with Samuel L. Jackson, and then when my father, and you're just like waiting, for everything to happen. Oh, when she finds out she's pregnant and the assassin comes and she's like, 100% of the time, I get it. You would be trying to kill me, but I just found out I'm pregnant. And she's like, okay, congratulations.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh gosh.
I mean, he does things. Tarantino does things. You won't get it. Was perfectly done.
Yeah.
It's perfectly done.
Oh, but you know what they actually cut out though? That was one of my favorite parts of Volume 2, which I get it. It's probably because like we're watching the whole thing in its entirety, but they cut out the entire little monologue that she has at the beginning where she's driving the car.
That's a great. great piece of business.
They cut it out, and I love that when she's
That's
like,
too
"Oh yeah," and I went on my roaring rampage of revenge, and I roared and I rampaged, and I got my revenge.
I'm surprised. That's a big part.
I read that they cut that out because the whole idea is you're seeing it as one.
Yeah.
Where the way they ended Volume 1, they ended it with that cliffhanger, and then Volume 2, because it came out, what was it, like 6 months later or something like that?
Yeah.
When it originally
it's like a
debuted.
recap of
And
everything.
so, yeah, that was supposed to be a recap.
Yeah.
But they should have just kept it in. I don't think we would have cared because that's actually a really, really good little bit that she does there. Like I
got to watch
loved
that bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was one of my favorites. Like it was such a good little monologue. So
it's
when they
great.
cut that out, I was like, what? Why would they do that? Like I get it, how it makes sense now. But I don't think anybody rewatching that would have been angry if they would have added those like 2 minutes of her little monologue. Like it was so good. But yeah.
How bad do you want your intro music to be just in life to have when David Carradine shows up outside the chapel? That's
it was so good. What about when she cut the girl's arm off and it just blood everywhere, just like pools of blood.
Well, already she chopped the guy's head off.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I love it when she chops his head off because she's like, "Gentlemen."
Yes, I love. That is why I love her.
She's like, "I encourage you. Tell me if you have a concern. If there's an idea you don't like, please tell me why and allow me the opportunity to convince you. However, you will never talk about what was talked about today."
Oh.
That is why I loved her. That is why I loved her.
Lucy Lou's fantastic in that.
Yes.
Oh,
and then like just the sequence with Gogo Yubari too. Oh my gosh,
awesome.
she was so cool.
Yeah,
good fight too.
You know what?
There's too many cool things in both these movies to count. Jesus.
You know what? It's sad to me we don't get this anymore. And I've told Bob this. You know, I watch a ton of TikTok, and they do a lot of AI. And there's so many good things that I see that I'm like, why don't we get this? And it's so simple. There was something today someone posted in AI, and it's so basic, and it was Superman. And you saw his silhouette, and you said, oh, you had a reporter playing Lois Lane, and they're like, this is Lois Lane, and we've identified some sort of object flying through the air, a man flying through the air. And it was just so simple, but it was fantastic.
I'll tell you why, Josh. Because I was a fan. That's why.
Yeah.
The fans will do it better.
And that's
because they come at it with love.
Yeah.
Where the studios come at it to make a profit, and the people that are making it want to put their own stamp on it.
That's
as opposed to
they want to put their own stamp
as opposed to coming at it with love. And this goes back to what Lily was saying, that Tarantino, his creativity, everything that he puts into it, he puts a lot of love and a lot of effort into what he makes. And you don't see directors like that. About the only one that I could think of right now that's like Tarantino as far as putting in a lot of love into his projects is probably Christopher Nolan. That's about the only other one I could think of that's like that. And they're two totally different styles.
Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers is another one.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro could probably do that. No. But it's a small handful.
But that's the point. It's a small handful.
And see, kind of to expand on that, I'm going to have to bring up my favorite in all of this. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with Darren Aronofsky movies.
Yes.
Like, you guys watch a lot. Okay, so Austin Butler was just in a brand new movie of his called Stealing. So I was a huge fan of Aronofsky movies because he's another brilliant director. So when I found out that he was going to be making this movie, I had read the book and I was super excited. I was like, yes, this is going to be the perfect project for Austin with Darren Aronofsky, because he has a way of telling these stories too. Like Black Swan is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. It's brilliant. When I saw Caught Stealing, I could tell that the studio had gotten in there and gotten their little sticky fingers all over this. And I knew that they had put in so much crap into this movie and changed it. And the bad thing is that the author himself was the one that was writing the screenplay, but of course, money talks. And there were some changes that they made to the book. So when I watched this in theaters, yeah, it's okay. It really is okay. And like Bob told me, he's never read the book and he was like, no, I think I actually enjoyed it more than you did. And I was like, yeah, you did. And that's because what they should have done with the book would have translated really well onto the screen, and you would have gotten even better performances from a lot of these different people. They did so many changes to the characters. They changed the way that this felt because they made it like a weird romance, comedy, gritty action thriller, which like those things don't all go together if you don't know what you're doing. Like you have to do it like Tarantino
True romance.
in order to get it correctly. Because I don't know about you guys, but like whenever I go watch an action movie, I don't want them to be cutting in with a bunch of stupid comedy stuff. If you're gonna give me a gritty crime thriller, give me a gritty crime thriller, which is exactly what this book was. The comedy that happened in this book was because you're kind of laughing at all the bad things that keep happening to this character that you're like, oh my gosh, what else could possibly happen to this poor man? And it just never stops. But in the movie, they actually turned it into like a little comedy bit. They added like a romance with Zoe, and she's like quirky and she's like, oh my God, so cool. And you're like, oh my gosh. And they promoted it like a little rom-com action thriller that you could go watch on a date, when this is very much not what that movie is. That is not an Aronofsky movie. So when I finished watching that, like the friend that I went to go watch it with, she's a huge Aronofsky fan too. And even she was like, oh, well, that was a movie, I guess. Because you can tell when the studios get their sticky little fingers into all of these things and they start changing stuff. So and I don't know what happened to Aronofsky. Like, I guess they must have paid him so much money for him not to make the movie that he wanted to make, because I can tell you, like, with 100% certainty, this was not the movie that he wanted to make. And this wasn't the movie that Austin wanted to make either, because they were desperately trying to do anything to get headlines for people to go watch it, because it bombed so terribly.
Yeah, it did. It bombed pretty bad.
Bombed really bad. And the thing is that the last movies that Aronofsky has made have actually made a pretty decent amount back. So everybody kind of thought like, oh no, this should be like easy. And it wasn't. And to my point that ties back to Quentin Tarantino is that the studios need to let the directors have their vision and make movies the way that they want to make the movies, because the fans can tell the difference. Yeah, and that's probably another reason why Quentin Tarantino doesn't like to make a lot of films, because he knows that they're going to try to make him change things, and how about you do this, and how about you don't do this, and like, this is too bloody, no, this dialogue is bad, people aren't going to connect with it. And that's not true. That is absolutely not true. You need to let directors make the movies that they want to make, because that's what makes everybody put their own little stamp on it, that whenever you watch a movie, you know that's a Tarantino movie. Right. When you watch a Robert Eggers movie, that's an Eggers movie. A Del Toro movie, that's a Guillermo del Toro movie. You know immediately. But what the criticism everybody was giving to Caught Stealing is that they reminded everybody too much of something that Guy Ritchie had made. And that is the worst thing. That is probably one of the worst things, is that you get your movie compared to someone else who made a better version of the movie that you're trying to make.
You know, Lily, to bounce off of that, if you are a film student right now in LA learning the craft, you should be watching Tarantino movies, because he knows how to do it. And I think these students could learn a lot from them, because the way he writes his movies and the themes that he introduces into them, it's so well done. Yeah. It's so well done. And we are not getting that anymore. I mean, think about it. Probably a handful of movies in the last 2 years, you could say, oh, you know, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And it's because the studios are getting too involved now. They're
They are.
watching trends. They're going by social media to see what's
Right.
trending. They're all of the interviews that they're making all of these actors do now are for TikToks to get a viral moment. That's what they're
Right.
banking on for people to go watch their movies. You shouldn't be trying to do stuff like that. Your movie should just be good that if I go watch it, I come back and tell you guys that it was a great movie and so on and so forth. Like it should
Word of mouth.
like it's just so weird to me how they just do not understand that anymore, that let the directors make the movie that they want to make, because you can tell right away when they're not.
yeah,
Good
it's
point.
very easy to figure
said.
out. And I don't know. I don't know if they're going to change it or
Oh no, not anytime soon.
No.
no.
This is what we get, folks. This is it.
I mean, it's just like you guys said, they put their own stamp on the movies. And we've talked about it. I've said, I liked Superman. Derek and Bob hated it and didn't like it.
Bob didn't hate it. I hated it.
Because Gunn put his own stamp on it. And what did Bob say 2 months before it came out? Don't do a James Gunn movie. Do it the way we want to see it. But no, they can't.
Well, that's the problem. Okay, sometimes when you see a movie and it has its own personal spin, it goes both ways. It can be very, very good, or it can crap the bed.
But not an existing film. That's not the right word. Not an existing character.
An existing IP is what you're
right.
thinking of.
Thank you. That's what they're looking at. You don't want you want a great movie, and don't try to go away from that. And they do. They do.
Yeah, no. If you want to know how to do it, go back to Kill Bill and the Tarantino films. This is how to do it.
You'll learn.
I mean, like I said, I thought Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, was perfection. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be able to take the time to go and see this, and I want to watch it again.
It literally is a masterpiece.
I feel like Tarantino's like our Scorsese. Our parents used to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say this: the 3 films, if you're a student and want to see what worked: Kill Bill Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 2, and Maverick.
No Gibson Maverick?
Huh?
No.
Gibson Maverick?
You're talking about Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
But that's like for a different reason. Like that is how to make a good popcorn movie that everybody's gonna like.
That's true.
And oh gosh, because Joseph Kosinski, the way he can capture action sequences as far as making you feel like you're in the cockpit of the jet, he did the same thing with F1 to make you feel like you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I mean, yeah, he's awesome with that. But yeah, like I said, there's only a handful of directors that could do this. And you were talking about Lily allowing these directors to do what it is they want. That could be why Del Toro went with Netflix for Frankenstein.
Could be.
They gave him the opportunity. Heck, I mean, they let Zack Snyder make those awful Rebel 1 movies. Rebel Moon movies. Yeah, the first one, that was okay. But
First one was okay. First one I did not mind. I didn't watch the second one.
Oh, the second one's terrible, man. That
my
made the first one look like Citizen Kane.
The first one I didn't think was bad.
The second one was
didn't sound like it was great either.
Oh, did I? I actually broke down and watched the director's cuts of both of those.
Oh, you wanted to? Come on.
They're better. No, they're better than the theatrical cuts. But that's like saying that a turd on a plate is better than a turd in a glass. So it's still a turd, is my point.
Oh man! Oh, they let him make the zombie
I'm gonna put that on a shirt. A turd on a plate.
You know what? Everyone, this goes back to our original comment about which would be better, Netflix and I think Netflix will service the fans more than Paramount will.
Yeah, I think they'll let the directors do their thing a little bit more. And and that goes back
to probably will.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is a fantastic movie. Loved it. Yeah.
Oh God.
See it again and again and again.
Flawless, perfection.
It is perfection.
Yeah.
Except the part with the eye.
I gave this 100% on Criticlist.
He gave it 100% on Criticlist. Bob does not do that.
No.
Yep. There you go. And it deserves the 100.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I still haven't reviewed it, but I'm gonna give it 100% too. But
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a show. All right. Well, let's wind down. Derico, the floor is yours.
All right, folks. An important topic to talk about here because it's one we're all going to hope to get to. It involves a gentleman who's about to hit this very notion this Saturday as Mr. Cena is going to retire.
Oh.
Now, I don't know about you, but I plan on making it to retirement if my body will let me. And I think all of us will. All the four of us here certainly want to make that time. What's interesting about retirement, though, is you notice how everybody, my parents did this too, where they started talking about all the things that they were going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go travel. I'm going to maybe think about getting invested in a business somewhere. Maybe I'll join this house association or garden, whatever the crap you're thinking about doing. Whatever that is. Now, I think they're overdoing it because I plan on telling you what I do when I retire, and that's nothing.
Yes.
Not a goddamn thing. I have no plans, and I plan on keeping it that way. Thank you very much. You know what I'm going to do? I want to watch Kill Bill 8 times. Over and
There
over.
we go.
Yes.
I want to play
That's what I'm
golf.
gonna do.
I want to
What?
play golf.
No,
and
too
lay
much
by the
work.
beach.
No, we're not doing that. Too much work.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to dress in anything that makes me look ridiculous and try to hit a ball I'm never going to get in that damn hole anyway. So here's the deal. Don't do anything. Don't make... Why? You've worked your whole life. Haven't you earned a little bit of nothing?
Yes.
I say so. For goodness sakes, Bob and Lily are in the medical field. When they wrap it up and it's all said and done, let them have absolutely no work whatsoever. I spent my life in front of computers and I've had enough.
Hell yeah.
I plan on moving into a cabin with just a DVD player so I can watch my Kill Bill movies.
There we go.
Do nothing. That's it.
There we go.
Here. All right. Very good rant. All right. Let's finish it up, gentlemen and lady, with social media. Lily, you are our guest. Where can we find you?
So of course you can find me on X or Twitter at 300 Mirrors, and of course it's always the same thing, just causing chaos over there every once in a while.
That's funny.
And of course on the Monday Hangover, which is on Drunk 3PO's channel. So every single Monday we're trying to do Christmas movies, and I will be back next week. I missed it this week actually because I've just been going crazy doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I should be back for next week, and we're doing Christmas movies for this month, so definitely tune in for that.
Which movie?
The new one, I believe, let me see, because I'm always the last one to always watch these movies.
Me too.
Yeah.
They give us the assignment, and then I'm always the very, very last one to watch it.
Bob's watched it about 17 times by the time I watched it one time. What? You didn't have time to watch? I've watched it 25 times already.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to find it. It might be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
good one.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And that movie has a special place in my heart because it's actually my brother's favorite Christmas movie.
That's fantastic.
We're doing Home Alone next week. And then we're gonna do the greatest Christmas movie ever, Die Hard, the week after.
It's so
we already covered that one. So we did that one already. So National Lampoon's is next. So I should be back for that one next Monday. So if you guys want to tune in and see what we have to say about it, then definitely tune in on Monday on Drunk 3PO's channel.
Excellent.
Okay, nice. All right, Derico, where can we find you?
Not nearly as many places you can find Lily. I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, and that's it.
All right. Bob, where can we find you?
You can find me, of course, here on this channel. You can find us over on the Dad's Turn to Talk channels. We're posting clips over there. I know we keep talking about that we're going to do another show over there, but we are in the process of trying to figure that out.
Yes.
But we do want to do another show over there, but we are posting clips from this here over there. You can also find me on the MSK show on Mondays.
Why do you
You can find me also on Fridays over on Laps Comics channel for the last panel. That's been pretty cool. We actually did a tier list ranking of all the live action Batman films last week, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Nice.
I want to do that.
You can find me on X and on Criticless, and of course, as I already said, we're going to be doing Home Alone next week. We hope that y'all guys will come back next week and check that episode out. That should be a lot of fun.
All right. I love how Bob goes. And you can find me on the MSK show. All right. You can find me at LinkedIn 5 million times a day now with my new job. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on this channel. And Dad's Turn to Talk. Anyway, Lily, thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Yes,
Merry Christmas. And thank you so much. You really add a lot to our show.
Love having you.
You're the best. You're one of us.
Aw, thank you guys. I always have so much fun, and then all the topics get so good. I just love being here and talking to you guys every single time. Oh, thank you, Walter.
Thanks for joining us, Walter. It's always a pleasure to have you on, man.
For us, your support, Walter. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and then anytime Bob's like, "Hey, can you?" and I'm like, "Yes." Yes.
We love having you on, and it's always cool when we have you here with us. So
yeah, I enjoy being an honorary dad. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. We will see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.